end your life.
Alright, cool.
Just count me in.
Alright. So, let me load the game up. Check that my hotkeys are on. Yeah, we're good. Alright, everyone ready?
Yeah, I'm hecka ready.
Alright, so let me just make sure the game's working. Alright, cool, we're good to go. Count me down, boys.
Yo, Dale, count him in.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright.
Password.
So this is EO3 NG+, so it's a little bit 30 minutes faster than the regular game. And I've got a pretty OP party that I've made OP because I wrote a program to figure out what characters could do the most damage because I'm a nerd. Yeah, I love being a CS major.
Yeah, we don't like nerds around here.
Yeah, I'm dabbing on the nerds actually. So you're gonna see me auto a ton of the FOEs that you'd usually like skip in a normal playthrough, and also you're gonna see me cut to the menu to activate safe stroll a ton, so we can avoid encounters. There's not much else to say. This is kind of like a pretty chill speedrun. The majority of me is just, the run is me walking around the dungeons, so I guess we could read whatever, and, you know, when I have something to say, I'll let y'all know.
Okay. This is definitely not going to take up an hour, so I might read it and then hop out.
All right.
We'll see. We'll see. This is gonna be like literal like poop humor, like I guess like fart jokes, cause here comes a really epic story. I hope it's epic. At least I glanced through it. All right. All in all, it hadn't been a good day. Bad traffic, a malfunctioning computer, incompetent coworkers, and a sore back all made me a seething cauldron of rage. Dude, reading like proper grammar and spelling is like throwing me off now. I'm like having to sit through and make sure what it says. I'm like, oh, it's spelled right. But more importantly for this story, it had been over 48 hours since I'd last taken a dump. I tried to jumpstart the process, beginning my day with a bowl of bowel-cleansing fiber cereal, following it with 6 cups of coffee at work, and adding a bean-laden lunch at Taco Bell. Jesus!
Good lord.
As I was returning home from work, my insides let me know, with subtle rumbles and the emission of the occasional tiny fart, that big things would be happening soon. Alas, I had to stop at the mall to pick up an order for my fiancée. I completed this task, and as I was walking past the stores on my way back to the car, I noticed a large sale sign proclaiming, "Everything must go." This was prophetic, for my colon informed me with a sudden violent cramp and a wet, squeaky fart. That thing was indeed about to go. I hurried to the mall bathrooms. I surveyed the 5 stalls, which I have numbered 0 through 4.
Oh,
I write a lot of software for your convenience. 0, occupied. 1, clean, but bathroom protocol forbids its use, as is next to the 2, poo on seat. 3, poo and toilet paper in bowl. Unidentifiable liquid splattered on seat. 4, no toilet paper, no stall door. Unidentifiable sticky object near base of toilet. Clearly, it had to be stall number 1. I trudged back, entered, dropped trow, and sat down. I'm normally a fairly shameful shitter. I wasn't happy about being next to the occupied stall, but big things were afoot. I was just getting to bear down when all of a sudden the sweet sounds of Beethoven came from next door, followed by a fumbling, and then the sound of a voice answering the ringing phone. As usual for a cell phone conversation, the voice was exactly 8 decibels louder than it needed to be. Out of shameful habit, my sphincter slammed shut. The inane conversation went on and on. Mr. Shitter was blathering to Mrs. Shitter about the shitty day he had. I sat there, cramping and miserable, waiting for him to finish. As the loud conversation dragged on, I became angrier and angrier, thinking that I, too, had a crappy day, but I was too polite to yak about it in public. My bowels let me know in no uncertain terms that if I didn't get crapping soon, my day would be getting crappier. Finally, my anger reached a point that overcame shamefulness. I no longer cared. I gripped the toilet paper holder with one hand, braced my other hand against the side of the stall, and pushed with all my might. I was rewarded with a fart of colossal magnitude, a cross between the sound of someone ripping a very wet bedsheet in half and of plywood being torn off a wall. This sound gradually transitioned to a heavily modulated low RPM tone, not unlike something firing up a Harley. I managed to hit the resonance frequency of the stall, and it shook gently. Once my ass cheeks stopped flapping in the breeze, 3 things became apparent. Number 1, the next door conversation had ceased. Number 2, my colon's continued seizing indicated that there was more to come. And number 3, the bathroom was now beset by a horrible eldritch stench. It was as if a gateway to hell had been opened. Again,
Apparently the
choking my
video's
poop
dead.
mate. Ooh? Really?
Yeah,
Is it?
I guess. Yeah, it is. Oh, it's back somewhat.
Looks fine.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Looks good to me.
Yeah, we're back. We're back. We're back.
Yo, reset player, y'all, if it's not working for you. Alright, shall I continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
Where was I? Shit.
I've
Something
also-
about... What's up?
I fucked up my, and there's, something at the end of the game that I kind of screwed up already because I accidentally, used the wrong spell and, changed what day I'm technically on, so, we'll see if I can fix that later, but I don't know, I might be losing a bit of time here.
Heck.
Yeah, that's why I put 105 as the estimate because, you know, sometimes these things happen. It's a marathon.
Yeah, marathon luck. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Menuing. Alright, continue.
Alright, something, the stench is choking his poop mate. This initial herald fart had ended his conversation in mid-sentence. Oh my god, I heard him utter, following it with suppressed sounds of choking, and then, no baby, that wasn't me, cough gag. You could hear that? Now there was no stopping me. I pushed for all I was worth. I could swear that in the resulting cacophony of rips, squirts, splashes, poots, and blasts, I was actually lifted slightly off the pot. The amount of stuff in me was incredible. It sprayed against the bowl with tremendous force. Later, in surveying the damage, I'd see that liquid poop had actually managed to ricochet out of the bowl and run down the side onto the floor. Ugh. But for now, all I could do was hang on for the ride. Next door, I could hear him fumbling with the paper dispenser as he desperately tried to finish his task. Little snatches of conversation made themselves heard over my anal symphony. Gotta go. Horrible. Throw up. In my mouth. Not. Make it. Tell the kids. Love them. Oh god. Followed by more sounds of suppressed gagging and retching. Alas, it is evidently difficult to hold one's phone and wipe one's bum at the same time. Just as my high-pressure abuse of the toilet was winding down, I heard a plop and splash from next door, followed by a string of swear words and gags. My poop mate had dropped his phone into the toilet. Holy shit. There was a lull in my production, and the restroom became deathly quiet. I could envision him standing there, wondering what to do. A final anal announcement came trumpeting from my behind, small chunks plopping noisily into the water. That must have been the last straw. I heard a flush, a fumbling with the lock, and then the stall door was thrown open. I heard him running out of the bathroom, slamming the door behind him. After a considerable amount of paperwork, I got up and surveyed the damage. I felt bad for the janitor who'd be forced to deal with this, but I knew that flushing was not an option. No toilet in the world could handle that unholy mess. Flushing would only lead to a floor flooded with filth. That's pretty good right there. As I left, I glanced into the next door stall. Nothing remained in the bowl. Had he flushed his phone, or had he plucked it out and left the bathroom with nasty, unwashed hands? The world will never know. I exited the bathroom, momentarily proud and shameless, looking around for a face glaring at me, but I saw no one. I suspect that somehow my supernatural elimination has managed to transfer my shamefulness to my anonymous poop mate. I think it'll be a long time before he can bring himself to poop in public, and I doubt he'll ever again answer his cell phone in the loo. And this, my friends, is why you should never talk on your phone in the bathroom. That's the lesson of the story, guys.
Awesome.
We've learned something today.
So much education during this speedrunning marathon. Wow.
God.
Truly awe-inspiring. Alright, so now we're in the second stratum. We just beat Narmer. So this is kind of like an underwater level. And we're gonna have to worry about currents and stuff, and that's never fun. But yeah, other than that, there's really nothing to talk about. This game's boring.
Alright, does anyone in chat have a really epic story that they'd, that, you know, it'd be safe to read on your stream that I could read through? If anyone's got any ideas, I'm down.
Yeah.
Because, that story was a little bit quicker than I anticipated.
Also, I saw a question in chat as to what ending I'm getting. I'm doing the Armor Road ending because it's the fastest ending. Yeah. Continue, if you have stories.
No, I got... I only loaded up the one because I thought it would take, like, a while.
Alright. So yeah, currently we're just dungeon crawling. I don't know. That's all I have. That's all I got, boys. I'm here all week.
Toho?
Oh, yes, yes. Let's read the Toho fanfics. Come on.
But how yikes is it?
Well, you know, it would be connected to this game because the EO fan base is very connected to the Toho fan base, so it would make sense. So this is Olympia. She's kind of like setting us up to get owned here because she's kind of a bitch, but you know, oh well.
I mean, Keto, you be able to private message that to me? Because it just shows, like, asterisks in the chat. The link's not there. Oh, heck yeah.
We got it?
Heck yeah, I just got it sent to me. Let's go.
Based.
Alright, let's see this. Let's see if this is yikes. Oh, that actually was chapter 1.
Alright, come on, let's not get an encounter.
Oh, dude, please don't be yikes.
It won't be yikes. It's Toho. It's good for the kids.
Is it? It's rated M.
Yeah, it's good for the kids. It's good for the kids, dude.
I can't read this.
It's good for the kids!
I can.
Come on, it's good for the kids.
I can probably read this.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Don't worry about it.
I'm trying to
Everyone
find
loves
something.
Toho. Everyone wants to, you know, hear the diaper head story.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to find if there's anything like bad.
I'm sure there is, but you know. This is not sub 1 Ozzy. I screwed that up 3 minutes into the run. Don't worry about that. I wouldn't even pray. This will be sub 105 though. I'm feeling like a 102 on this run if I continue to be like slightly mediocre on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give a pass on this one, boys.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Can we get some Sufla Toho fanfics? That would be based.
Just for the, you know, just to be 100% safe.
I mean, you could do some, like, soft censoring. Oh, Dale's got one.
Dale's got one. Yeah, dude, I've heard of it.
Back him up on that one.
Dude, I should read that. That's a great idea.
You should.
Oh. Well, I guess we'll never know what happened.
Yeah, well.
The story of an Inubini dementia way. Wait, let me go to the first chapter. What is her official full name? Her name was Ebony Darkness, with an apostrophe in the middle. Ebony Darkness, Dementia Raven Way. Legendary.
Based. Are you
Shoutouts to Raven.
Yeah, no, this is supposed to happen. I got really confused there. I thought I got a random encounter. But I didn't. Lost a whole 2 seconds on that split. Alright.
Ooh, Tales from Tech Support.
Oh, base.
The IT one. Let's do some more IT.
I
Alright,
love
Dale.
IT.
Alright, Dale.
I love information technologies.
Part 1. Okay, it's not actually that long. Alright, are we ready?
I am ready. That
Okay,
counts for anything.
how much time? Ooh. Alright, let's go.
Plenty of time.
I had been working as a small office and system admin for a little over 2 months when Jack was hired. Oh, the title is Jack, the Worst End User, Part 1. Jack was a paid intern whose mother was friends with my boss's wife. Jack grew up in the wealthiest county in the state, where my boss lives, and has had everything he ever wanted. A sense of entitlement that hung around him like the smell of 5-day-old socks was the first thing I noticed upon being introduced to him as he went around the office. Jack, this is Clickety, our, tech guy, my boss introduces me. In that way, that old bosses who don't use computers often do. Jack extends his hand. Oh, cool. Nice to meet you. I shake. Welcome aboard. Jack is very eager to get started doing whatever. Will I get a business email? As if this is the most interesting thing ever. Adorable, I think. Eventually, yes. For the moment, though, we have a shared email for interns on staff. I'll get you the credentials shortly.
May
Most
I
of the
interject?
Yep.
Whoever gets excited about a business email? Like,
Dude, do I get an official business email, dude?
dude, I mean, I got excited when I made my own business email, but like, whenever I work and get a business email, that's like, well, okay, this is, you know, I don't know. That doesn't seem realistic right off the bat. My immersion is ruined.
Immersion is ruined. Yeah, it's gotta be a fake story, guys. No one would ever be excited for a business email.
Yeah.
Shit. Most of the interns use the shared email for a while until getting their own. Just standard procedure. You run the firewall, right? Yes. So you can block and unblock sites? Yes. Jack's ear smile is contagious. Cool. Nice to meet you, he waves, and the boss and Jack leave to go be introduced elsewhere. Now, dear reader, you might be wondering why I would call Jack the worst end user ever, given his politeness and general smiling demeanor, who has some understanding of what a system admin is, and what a system admin does. That's above average when it comes to end users. Well, we're only getting started here with Jack. The first thing Jack did was complain the moment he was out of earshot. He apparently explained to the boss that it really would be professional to have his own email giving his experience, and the fact that he was really more than just an intern. See, Jack knew his shit, and that was that, and if he complained to Mother, she would complain to Boss's wife, who would complain to Boss, and Boss, figuring an email is a small thing to ask for, had a request to set up a personalized email account for Jack on my desk within the hour.
Oh.
This was not
That sounds awful.
This was not to be a good start of a relationship with one's IT guy. Day 2. I got an IT ticket for the room where the interns work. It's a large open office with a bunch of computers and printers where the interns print stuff all day long. Because it's such mind-numbing work, they tend to play music off of Pandora or Spotify in there. The ticket says, from intern email at company email. Hey, we're having issues with Spotify. Not super important, but please help if you're free. Thanks. Aw, those guys are always nice to me. Maybe it's because I leave Reddit unblocked on our firewall so they can Reddit at lunch. An hour or so later, I have a few free minutes and I head down. I check out Spotify and find the issue and fix it. Jack is there and watches closely. We can use Spotify here? He asks. Yep, I reply. Pandora works too, another intern adds. Everything checks out and I leave the happy again they can play music interns and Jack. A couple hours later, I got a note on my desk. See, Boss knew I allowed people to play music and such at the office. He believed was that Spotify is a huge security risk, leaving holes in our firewall through which everything from viruses to malware to cyber terrorists could come through. Boss was unhappy that I would allow such a threat to exist in our system, and ordered me to close it up. I called Boss. When I asked who told him these incorrect things about Spotify, oh, Jack did, of course. I explained that Spotify was not a threat and that Jack was simply mistaken. Jack, however, was on the other end of the line, in Boss's office, on speakerphone, and interjected, Dude, it's alright if you didn't know about the security issue, but don't try and make me look bad for your mistake. I'm stunned as Boss hangs up the phone after demanding I fix it. Damn. That was part 1. That was crazy.
Alright, that was the second boss. I feel bad for this IT guy. That sucks.
Yeah.
Setting up an email is, like, really awful.
You should have heard the other story, though. That was epic. Alright, part 2. Oh, is this much longer? Oh no, we're good. It's just the comments of Reddit keep owning me. The email was pretty self-explanatory. Due to recent reports of alleged security problems by an intern, I have had to temporarily block access to Spotify. I apologize for the inconvenience. It got around relatively quickly that Jack was the one responsible. 2 of the interns quit. They stopped playing music out loud. None of them talked to Jack. He wasn't in the intern room for very long anyway. About a week after his hire, Boss's wife decided to let Jack use her office while she wasn't there. Presumably because he complained about how the interns were all being so very mean to him. Day 8. I got an email from Jack. I'm having issues accessing BuzzFeed. I didn't even move from my chair, emailing back a simple reply. Due to management concerns, BuzzFeed is not allowed per our firewall settings. His email was immediate. Please, I just want to check some things while I'm on lunch. I replied back a simple no and went about my day. And that was the last I ever heard from Jack. I'm kidding, of course. It wasn't. Damn. What is it?
Did I accept the mission? Okay, cool.
This dude.
This is awful. I feel so bad for this IT guy. I've never felt bad for IT before, but that's awful.
Thank you, Keto, for that link right there. Called Fanfiction PewDiePie's Family. Maybe we'll get to that. We'll see.
I forgot to split.
Oh no.
So now my splits are wrong, but whatever. I forgot my skip button. Oops. Whatever. I'm assuming I'm still 2 minutes behind.
Alright, day 9. Someone had opened my desk. See, I have a laptop in my desk. The laptop is set up to bypass the firewall if we need it. Like if we need to find a business by looking them up on Facebook or read a news article on a usually blocked news site. It's common knowledge I have it. Someone had unlocked my desk and taken the laptop. I stormed down to the office manager's desk. She and I have the only 2 keys to my desk. I told her that my desk had been opened and that a company laptop was missing. Oh? She said, confused. Boss came down here and needed the key to your desk. Boss? I was taken aback. Alright. Maybe Boss needed the laptop or something, I told myself. But that didn't stop me from going straight to Boss's wife's office. There, sitting at the polished hardwood desk, sat Jack, with my laptop, and the desk key next to it. I approached, Jack, I need you to give me that back. Jack shook his head. I got approval from Boss. The computer in here was acting funny, so I asked if I could use your spare laptop, and he said yes. I was completely stunned. So you asked Boss to get you the key to my desk? I picked the desk key up and put it in my pocket. Then take my laptop and use it for... I looked over the screen. 2 windows docked side by side. Facebook and cheeseburger. This? He shifted the laptop so I couldn't see the screen and cleared his throat like I was intruding on his private data. Thanks. You can go now. You can go now. You can go now. Nope. Shit doesn't work like this, man. I felt like I wanted to just slap the child sitting in front of me, but I steadied my hand and took a breath. The only laptop with unrestricted internet access was in the hand of a spoiled intern. The only laptop with unrestricted access. I smiled at Jack. Alright, no problem. Have a good day. I walked out of the office. I had a plan. Jack was fucking going down.
Based.
Ooh.
Based.
Part 3. Dude, your self-control must be like Gandhi. My friend Steve, who works for one of the company's clients, heard me ranting about Jack while we had a coffee. I shook my head. I know, but what am I gonna do? Slap him? Get myself fired? Sounds like it'd be worth it. I sighed and took a steadying sip of my coffee. I have a plan though, but I need your help. He perked up and then scowled. My help? Oh no. I don't like this guy much, but I'll put the whole story on Reddit if you help me. He thought about it. Alright, but on one condition. You tell everyone that I am the hero that made your evil plan possible. And so, for the record, Steve became the hero that made my evil plan possible. Day 11. I got a call from Boss. Clickety. I just got a call from Jack. Of course you did. What seems to be the problem, Boss? He says you've made his new computer not work. I blinked, staring at the speakerphone. His new computer? You mean our unrestricted computer that he's using? Yes, that one. I could almost see Boss lean into the speakerphone. I don't know what your problem is, Clickety, but Jack complains that you're preventing him from working, so I need you to fix his computer now. Click. As if on cue, or more, as if he had been outside the office listening, Jack appeared at my doorway with the laptop. So I need you to undo whatever you did. He opened the laptop and sat it in front of me, on top of my paperwork, as if to say, you know, regardless of whatever you were doing 10 seconds ago. I seethed, pulling out a USB drive and plugging it into the laptop. I grumbled wordlessly as I clicked a few buttons on the laptop, and then a few on my computer. I unplugged the USB and closed the laptop. There. Have a nice day. Jack picked up the laptop and turned for the door. You better not screw with me again. As soon as he was gone, I smashed my pencil sharpener with my fist. Alright, buddy, calm down. Day 14. It was the perfect day. Boss's wife was in the office, so Jack was sharing her desk, and, from the looks of my remote viewer, doing absolutely nothing at all. I sent out an email. Intern email at company. From Clickety at company. Subject, Intern Appreciation Day. Hiya, interns. I just cleared with the office manager. For your hard work, I'm treating you guys to lunch. Go see the office manager and pick up a local pub and burger joint gift card, and have a great day. Thanks for your hard work. A few minutes later, the phone rang. Boss's wife's office. IT, this is Clickety. This is Jack. I just saw the interns walk out. What's going on? Oh, it's Intern Appreciation Day. Didn't you get the email? I sent it to the... Oh, I sighed. I completely forgot to send it to your email because it's separate. Yeah, all the interns are getting lunch. Thanks for letting me know, Jack said with audible edge to his voice. If I hadn't called you, you wouldn't have told me at all, would you? He's cut off by a disapproving tisk from boss's wife. I cleared my throat, ignored Jack's I own you attitude. Go quick and you can still catch them. Fine. Jack hung up the phone. I took a few reassuring breaths and texted Steve. Part 4. Get on. To boss from Steve. Subject out of office. Dear sir, I apologize for the inconvenience, but I need to request file XYZ from you.
Oh, I forgot.
My phone is having trouble receiving emails, however, but I can receive the file by Facebook message. Steve. Ooh, ooh. Alright, Kabar, calm down. Calm down. This is part 4, guys. This is the epic conclusion. Jack had been out of office about 20 minutes when boss forwarded this to me. I called him at his desk. Hey boss, I just got the email you forwarded me. You need me to send file XYZ for you? Yes. Can you send people files on Facebook? Yes, I can, but I'll have to use the computer Jack's been using though. It's the only one that can access Facebook. Right. I'll meet you in my wife's office. I hung up the phone and launched a single .bat file on my desktop. It ran its commands and then deleted itself as I walked away. I got to boss's wife's office a few minutes later. I smiled to her and boss before crossing to the computer. Give me a second to bring up Facebook, and then I turned the laptop around to face us, and boss's wife reached over, moving the mouse. The screen flared to life. Boss stared. Boss's wife gasped. A soft moan, followed by the neigh of a horse, emanated from the laptop. She frantically closed the video window, revealing a second window on a Bing search for best places to buy weed near me. She closed that one too, revealing BuzzFeed's 10 signs you're over your job. As she slammed the laptop shut, boss shook his head, red and shaking with anger. How was that? I mean, I thought... Who was using this computer? He roared. Boss's wife shook her head. Jack was using it about half hour ago. As if on cue, Jack appeared in the doorway with the leftovers from lunch in a carry-out bag in his hand. Boss's back was to him. That kind of thing should be blocked, he yelled at me, pointing to the laptop. I nodded. I agree. Jack said he needed to use the unrestricted computer for some important project. That's why he asked you to retrieve the key to my desk last week, right? I pointed to the door with my chin, and boss saw Jack. Jack blinked at boss. He looked at me. He looked at the computer, then back to me. I could see it dawned on him what was going on. You did something on my computer, didn't you? He demanded. Of course I had. I had copied a hidden batch file onto Jack's desktop from a USB drive when I fixed his computer the other day. A file that would send me his browsing history without remoting it into his desktop or alerting him. Then, all it would need would be a remote command, which I'd set off from my own computer. The file would then delete itself after launching these 3 web pages as soon as the mouse moved. 3 of the most incriminating web pages Jack had ever visited on the computer. All it needed was a remote command which I'd set off from my own computer. Granted, it wasn't entirely untraceable, but the only person who'd know what to look for was in this room, looking with as angry a face I could muster at the awful end user who had become the bane of my existence. Boss's wife chimed in. She was, at least, slightly more computer savvy than her husband. No, Clickety didn't do anything. He just exited the screensaver. Whatever was there must have been what you were, working on when you rushed out of the office for lunch. She glared at Jack and then addressed boss. He must have forgotten to close out the evidence of his blatant misuse of company property. I shook my head solemnly. And I trusted you with this unrestricted computer too, Jack. I even gave you your own email address for the company because I thought you'd be an asset. Clearly I was wrong. I tried my best to sound hurt. boss's wife nonchalantly picked up the laptop and handed it to me. Jack, I am rather upset that you do something like this. I hired you as a favor to your mother, and you can be certain she'll hear about this. Now go home. Jack stood up. Stood there, shaking. He probably had an idea of what I had done, but he'd have no way to prove it. But he pointed at me wordlessly. Get out, boss yelled. Jack burst into tears and ran from the room. Now, as I write this, it's been 4 weeks since Jack was terminated. I've patched the security hole from Spotify and the interns are listening to music again. I didn't give the spare desk key back to the office manager. As for Jack, I saw him the other day when he stopped by with his mother. He came and knocked on my door. Clickety? I looked up and narrowed my eyes. What? I just wanted to say I'm sorry for saying that stuff and acting like I did. I blinked. And, now that I've apologized, I was hoping you could tell my mom that I didn't really look up any of that stuff. You know, the one who did it. Not me, I mean. He took a breath. I mean, I've learned my lesson, so... Seriously? Come on, Clickety. She's made me get another job, and she cut my allowance. Come on! He looked at me pleadingly. I almost felt sorry for him. Almost. Actually, not even almost. I shook my head and went back to typing. Jack continued standing there, and after a few long moments, I looked at him. You can go now. And then he was gone.
Based.
That was based as fuck.
Hell yeah, that was fucking based.
I love when like a line that someone uses against the main character uses it back to them as like the final nail in the coffin.
You can go now. Alright, so as far as what we just went through, we're about to get to the third boss, but this whole section has been really boring. Thank you for reading that.
You know, I'm happy I can.
All right, do we have any more stories? Because the rest of the run is a whole lot of nothing.
I'm gonna open a couple right here and see if they're good. I'll skim through quickly. Oh, is this a speedrunning one?
Oh, base.
I cannot read that one.
The speedrunning one?
Oh, I mean one of them.
There's multiple.
Yeah, oh, of course.
Ah, base.
Ooh, Legend of Zelda one? Let's see. It's the Legend of Zelda 1. Oh, is it okay? Is it good? Is this just like a fan fiction or like a story that's basically like how the any % route goes? Did someone do this?
Like a fan fiction about how the route was like.
Yeah, like of the any % story.
What?
Is this real? I mean, I feel like it won't be. It's not gonna be like funny, but it's pretty epic. Yeah, someone literally just made.
That's base.
Oh my god, the ending, dude. What is this? This might actually be too long since there's like 20 minutes left. So this is a lot. It's a lot of text. This is epic though. I'm definitely gonna read this later. Alright, let's see the PewDiePie one.
This may be a bit long. This might go up to 1 out of 5 because this is like the worst run I've ever done. That's a lie. This is like, I don't know. This is not a good run though. Yeah, just read the Toho one.
I can't. I literally cannot.
Just censor it. Just skip over the naughty bits. You know, for the kids.
Really is.
Yes. Kids love Toho.
I don't know if this is yikes. The PewDiePie one is quite something.
Ooh, I could die here. I've never said that in this time. Rate all the movies.
Oh man, I'm such a Marvel Cinematic Universe fan. Alright, this is my official.
Let me guess, Captain Marvel is getting #1.
Oh, dude, of course I have to say Captain Marvel's #1.
Yeah, otherwise you're a bigot.
Yeah, exactly.
We
So
can't
Black
have
Panther's
that.
Black Panther's #2, clearly.
Whoa, okay. I don't know about that. I don't know. Does what in the Marvel Cinematic hierarchy? Which one are we allowed to say is better? Black Panther or Captain Marvel?
Well, I mean, it has to be one of the two, no matter what. So.
Well, yeah.
You know
obviously.
what?
No
you know
doubt.
what? They're both first, guys.
They're both
in
first. Yes.
Yeah.
We're not a meritocracy here. We can have 2 first place. Everyone gets a trophy. If you check off the boxes, everyone gets a trophy.
All right. So those are first, and then Guardians of the Galaxy is third, and then everything else is in last.
Well, no, it was directed by James Gunn. You're not allowed to.
Oh.
You're not allowed to rate that first.
Right.
That's not
in
allowed.
last. That's in last.
Alright, we're coming up on the 3rd boss here. This is actually one of the first fights that actually kind of matters about what we do. So, yeah.
All I know is that the best Marvel movie ever made is the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Agreed.
It's just an absolute classic, followed by the Jimmy Neutron movie, or The Kids in America. Ugh. Can't believe someone made a Legend of Zelda any percent.
That's so bad.
Like, very descriptive story. Like, that's insane.
Yes, alright, that was a decent fight. I'm losing a ton of time though. I'm now 3 minutes and 40 seconds behind.
The first, like... I don't even know. Okay, but maybe not like 1/8. But there's like a lot, which is just like the first scene where like you get out of the bed and leave the house. It's like a chunk of change in fanfiction. Ugh. Yeah, SpongeBob definitely died down after the movie came out.
Agreed. The first 3 seasons are where it's at.
I've been watching Pokemon Indigo League on Netflix,
Ooh.
and I saw that it was 1 season. I'm like, oh, that's so tragic. And then I looked at the drop down, and there's 52 episodes in the first season, and I'm like, oh, never mind. We're good.
Yeah. Alright, so we're getting into Stratum 4 here. This is the second to last Stratum. There's some interesting movement later, but the first part is pretty simple. It's just kind of going through as per usual. There's no more like backtracking bullshit like in the last Stratum though, which is good.
Yeah, basically, we're coming up on time.
Oh, well, not yet. Soon. Soon though, yeah. No! I almost fucked up. Considering this game is entirely just menuing, fucking up is kind of easy, but oh well, you know how it is. This run wouldn't be terrible if I hadn't, like, screwed up, what was it? What did I screw up earlier? I went and used to market at the beginning of the Stratum 1, which cost me, like, 1.5 minutes. So that was 3 minutes into the run. But we'll still be underestimated.
Heck yeah. World record pace right now, guys, by
Not
the way.
really.
PogChamps in the chat, this is it.
Yes. I'll beat my own word.
This is to earn, as they used to say back in the day, guys.
Yes, classic. Tetearn.com. That's a relic of speed gaming. Most modern speed bros don't even know what that is.
My favorite thing about toearn.com is in the toearn.com/not video, when he's in like the jail cell, there's the wall says your boy Graham sucks, and he's like an old Jet Set Radio Future runner. I'm a big fan of that.
That's base.
Yeah. Also, shout out to toearn.com/gayweed.
Oh, dude, that's a classic.
They're so good. Also, the AGDQ and SGDQ ones, they haven't updated them in years.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they don't do the dance anymore. It's sad.
I know. Well,
Just be
they
a snake.
banned Bonesaw that one time. Like, what, how do you ban Bonesaw?
Hey, he's not banned. He was like submission blocked for like a year.
Yeah, well, I mean,
But they're still never going to accept any of his games. Let's be real here,
yeah,
guys.
I mean, like, he's done for it. They blackballed blackballed him completely. And blackballed him.
Tragic. He's been GDQ blue-balled permanently.
I know, it's so sad. Can we get an F in chat for our boy Bonesaw?
Imagine never being allowed to run a game in GDQ ever again because you made fun of Owen Wilson's nose.
Yeah, and then like also fucking whatever that airline, and then GDQ apologized to the airline, and then the airline had no idea what GDQ was, so they're like, huh?
Was it Air Canada?
Was it Air? Yeah, I think it was Air Canada.
I mean, it sucks, so
Yeah,
it probably was.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to Air Canada.
I've only flown Air Canada once when I had to fly into Toronto, but other than that, I've never. Alright, that should be it.
Yo, you going to NASA?
I should. But then I'd have to drive from Boston to Canada, which is kind of...
So, Dale's going from Ohio.
Oh, base. Well, that's like
And
the same.
there's people coming from like Florida.
Oh, base.
Came last
I'll
year.
see if I can get some time off of work, but I'd love to go.
Heck. Oh heck yeah. We can read it. We can read it at NASA. We can finish My Immortal in like the casual room or something.
Based. Dude, I'll try to make some time.
Heck
Alright.
yeah.
So now we're going straight to the Stratum 4 boss. It's a relatively quick Stratum. Stratum 3 is the big one. Still very slow though. I should be at this point. I should be like right fighting the boss, but oh well. It's marathon luck. It's what happens. What are you gonna do? So I guess to do a little commentary here. At this point in the game, since you can choose the first two of the three endings to do. Oh, I'm dumb. Not supposed to be encountering this guy. My bad. So your boss fight for the third stratum is the same, regardless of what ending you're doing, but this is the first stratum where the boss fights start to change. So if you were doing the Deep City ending, which is the other of the two regular endings you can get, you'd be fighting a different boss than who we're going to be fighting, Kieran, in this stratum. And the true ending is it doesn't matter what route you're going on as to what boss you're gonna fight, but you just need to do a couple bookkeeping things to get the true ending, so that I'm not going to be doing, because one, it's slower, but yeah. So we got a little like falling puzzle here, where you gotta fall down the right holes. Luckily, I have this memorized pretty much. I think. I hope. My plan every time I play this game is hope to God that I remember everything I'm supposed to do. It's not like I can play this game in my sleep. Most of the time, you know, if I'm not screwing up.
Yeah, I might play this game in my sleep, because that means I'll never have to look at it ever again.
Hell yeah, that's a good plan right there.
I mean, unless you have it at unless you get this in at NASA.
I'm not playing this at NASA, this is a shit speed game. Or at least this category is a meme. Everyone in the community pretty much hates me for doing this.
There should be a Metal Slug block.
Yeah, I should get good at Metal Slug first.
Or a race.
Me and an Asper? Well, then I have to learn Metal Slug 3. And I can't
Tell him to learn 5.
No, he doesn't need to do that. That's a pain in the ass. He'd have to play Metal Slug 5, the worst game in the series. Which would be highly unfortunate. I wouldn't want to put that burden on an Asper. He's a good man. Alright, so we're on the last floor of the stratum here. Just heading to the boss. Currently losing lots of time. Hopefully I can get the quick kill on this boss, but the last couple completed runs I've done in this game, I haven't been able to do it, which is really strange, but, you know, whatever. It's all RNG dependent, since this run is not full minute, whereas, like, the rest of the DS EO games are minute. EO3, if you're just doing, like, non-NG+, is completely minute. Same with EO1 and EO2. But I don't run EO3 without NG+, so I can't really talk about that too much, but I do run EO1, so, and that game is brutal to speedrun because it's just completely minute, and if you do one thing wrong, you have to reset. It's awful.
Okay, so, since the epic joke, you know, that every speedrunner has is that they hate their game, obviously you liked it at one point, so what was the aspect of this game that you really liked when you first played it?
Of this? No, I love all the games. It's just like, EO1 is such an awful speedrun. EO3 is like, this speedrun right now is like, painfully easy. Like, I'm doing nothing. I'm just kind of like, going through the motions. But the reason why, like, oh, I got the quick kill. I got the quick kill, boys.
Woo!
I only lost 42 seconds on this one. Alright. So, like, EO1 is my favorite game of all time. And, but speedrunning it is such a hassle because, like, I wrote 42 pages of notes, like, on a literal 2.5 hour speedrun. And you have to, like, follow the notes verbatim, or you can't do the run because it's, like, completely manip. Like, it's a full RNG manipulation. So if you can't deviate from any of the steps in the guide. I can link it to you later, but it's, like, it's brutal. Alright, so now we're stepping into the last stratum here. Wait, one second. Just to make sure I did accept the mission, I'm gonna go check that I accepted the mission. Okay, I did. Alright, we good. So, back to the 5th stratum. This one has the gimmick of, tiles or areas where you can't see the bottom screen, representation of where you are on the map. I have them marked with, like, spaces where they're, like, checkered. That's not necessary, that's just, like, a thing I did. But, you just can't see your character there. It really doesn't matter for me because I kind of know where I'm going, but it can be a little confusing for new players. Do a specific movement set here and skip this FOE. I haven't been counting the amount of encounters I've gotten during this run. I'm gonna say it's probably been like 3 or 4. But, I mean, the amount of encounters doesn't matter when I'm just playing like crap. Although I did gold split Stratum 3, which was kind of strange. But I guess I always screw up Stratum 3, so oh well. Alright, how do I skip this FOE again?
You skip it.
Yeah, I think I did it correctly. Let's see. Yeah, I got it.
Oh, thanks to me.
Base. Now the next FOE skip, we'll see if I get that. I don't know. That'll be a toss-up. We shall see. So I'm running out of TP here. But that, I'll worry about that later when I need to refill it. TP is the NP of the EO games. I think Phantasy Star also has PP, but I could be wrong. I haven't played Phantasy Star in a while.
I really hope whoever brought perfection last year brings it again this year, because that was a lot of fun. There was one piece missing, so I think we were running like 96% perfection. And there was like a piece of paper with a leaderboard on it that you would just write your time.
Based.
That was hella fun. I remember I got like 30 seconds and popped off like so hard.
I wasn't supposed to encounter this FOE, but whatever. 5 Ring Sword takes care of these guys quickly. Which, incidentally, is the best skill in the game. I again, wrote a program to calculate which would be the best skill in the game. That's what I got. Alright, safe stroll. So we're getting down to the wire here as far as this game goes. So I'd say get ready on time, but we still got a few more minutes.
Yeah, come on, Dale. Hover your,
I'm trying to rectify my missteps last time where I didn't say anything and that was like time.
hover your wing above the time button. What do ducks have?
Yeah, I guess wing.
Yeah, I got my webbed foot over the timer.
Nice.
I'm ready.
When you were sitting on a
Maybe,
lily pad,
maybe
just
grab
like,
your duck fist.
Yeah.
Base.
your duck claw.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, dude. My duck shark.
Dang.
Get ready to shart on time. And
And
time.
shark. Based. Alright, so here I've got an unskippable FOE here, so oh well. This is only New Game Plus that has this FOE you can't skip. Nothing I can really do about it. I'll try my best to like avoid it, but yeah, there's nothing I can do. Oh, come on, kill him. Ooh, kill him. Oh, I'm getting really bad fucking rolls. Holy shit. This is unfortunate. That was an awful roll.
Alright guys, about to roll a nat 20, here we go.
Alright.
That's a D&D joke, by the way. I'm such a D&D fan, guys.
Well, alright, so I restored my TP there. Oh, this is not good. I almost screwed up. Big time.
Oh no.
Alright, so now we're getting to the real gimmick of Stratum 5, which is teleporters. So we're going to be teleporting around. Like, this is the rest of the Stratum. Zoom. And also, I'm praying to God that I make FOE cycles. There are some cycles that I want to get based on time. I should be able to get all of them. The first one's coming up really soon. And then there's one on the next floor that I need to make. But it's all dependent on whether or not I screwed up earlier. So let's see if I get it. But it's looking alright right now as far as getting them. This first one is fine, which is coming up right here. I'll tell you when I skip them. Oops. Keep on forgetting to save scroll. Alright. I should still be underestimated. I'm banking on still being underestimated. I'm gonna look like a fool if I'm not underestimated.
I mean, you're underestimate.
Yeah, currently.
No one in any NASA marathon, like live or online, has ever missed. Like they've never gone over estimate ever.
Oh,
I've never seen
shit.
it.
Okay.
There was one time, I think CFB was doing like Donkey Kong or something, and he went an hour under estimate. It was crazy.
Damn. This is why CFB is my favorite speedrunner. I'd post a CFB rack in the chat room, but I'm currently gaming, so it's kind of hard.
Yo, can we get some rack attacks, boys? Isn't
Yes,
that one of the?
Can we get some?
Is that a sub
rabid
emote or
racks?
FFC emote?
It's both.
Oh,
I
let's
mean,
go.
If you subscribe to CFB for $4.99 a month, you can get a prestigious rack in your
Yep.
emote arsenal.
But more importantly, you should sub to NASA
should
so that
sub
registration's
to
a little bit
NASA.
quicker.
I
You'll get
agree.
Naglaria's face and Nando? Like, come on, dude.
Yes, like, you really can't do much better than that. Especially Naglaria's face, like, come on.
Yeah. There's nothing better.
Just get a laser long emote, and then you could reenact the glorious events of GDQ.
Like, guys, if you want to see Naglaria's face instead of subbing to the NASA channel, you should also do that. But you could also go to NASA and see his glorious face in person.
You right.
Damn, that's a perk in itself, dude. Oh, dude, I'm making the cycle.
Can the next
Ooh, I
can
might
the next
not make
emote be the
this-
word shart?
I might
That'd
not
be a great
make the
emote.
cycle. Boys, I made the cycle just in the nick of time. We're
Woo.
good. We're good. The run is saved. This is now not a shit run anymore. Although I
Oh,
might not
sure.
be able to skip this
Can-
FOE. I have no idea what I'm doing here.
Can we please get the word shart in like poopy text as an emote?
No, can we get like this one? This one right here that it says sharp.
It's too long, bro. Can we get a? Oh, we don't have FFC follow for me. I was gonna put a bounce on my boy. It's tragic. Or Danny Dorito.
Danny Dorito.
What are the FFCs right now, actually? Ooh, there's some good ones here. Oh, dude, Kermit Comfy, what a classic.
Oh, dude, that is a classic.
What else do you got here? Surprised there's no stop streaming. Is that a Twonky? Oh, shit, dude.
Wait, we have When's Twonkies?
Yeah,
That's a good emo.
in
My
your
boy
channel.
Furry Yiffer made that.
Shout out to Furry Yiffer.
Shout out to Furry Yiffer. He was going for some Toho PBs today.
Ooh.
Toho's
do
the
this
premier
one.
speed
Really
game
sharp.
of all NASA boys.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to Horned Anime, by the way, guys.
Yes, Horned Anime is based.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so we're coming up on the end here. I might not be underestimating. This is not good, not looking good. This is the worst run I've done in ages. But well, it'll be close. Yeah, it's not looking good for me here. Alright, so we're about to fight the final boss. I've got
It's-
less than 16 seconds to the underestimate, and I haven't even
No,
started.
no. You still got like 5 minutes until estimate.
Oh, okay, alright.
Yeah. Don't worry. You're good.
I'm no longer underestimated. Alright,
Like,
we're
see-
fighting the final boss now.
You thought that estimate was 1 hour, but it wasn't.
No,
It
it's
was 105.
Yeah,
But it wasn't actually 105. You tricked yourself. It's actually 110. I'm looking at it on stream right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, clearly it's been 110 the whole time.
Oh, cool. Oh
Yep.
no, my characters are dead. Oh no. Oh no. This is not good.
Proper commentary.
Oh no. This is fine.
Would you like to hold the button for me for a little bit? Brother.
This is actually, this could be going worse. This could be going worse. This is actually not all is lost, Lennox. Not all is lost.
There. Oh, where's the... We reached character
Oh.
limit, Dale. I'm sorry about that.
Alright, we're about to win. We're about to totally win. Right here.
What's epic? Guess here it comes. Here comes
we're
the
about to
win.
get to the epic win. The epic victory royale. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, this works.
Daleth and Duckathan, get ready on time.
Alright, I am prepared to lay an egg on the timer.
Hey, and time. Minute 40 over.
What are you talking about, dude?
Oh, yeah,
4
no, we're 4
3.5
minutes under.
minutes under.
3.5 minutes under.
Woo! We did it, gamers.
We did it.
Underestimate.
Underestimate, boys.
And a final shout out to Twonkies.
Yeah, final shout out to Twonkies. Shout out to NASA for letting me play these games live on stream. Really good guys. Shout out to My Immortal for being based.
I love how the layout worked out. It looks so sweet.
I know, dude. I was like really worried about like the DS game on here, but it looks really good.
Yeah, this is like the best run so far.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that.
Best looking, I'll say.
Thank
Best
you,
looking
thank you.
run.
Yeah,
No
that's more
problem.
correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for having me, boys. I appreciate it.